Love, the essence of a true gift from God. The meaning of life for every person is love, the most beautiful gift we have received from God. However, as humans often do, we distort what is perfect. Therefore, we can distinguish different forms of love: love for another person, love for God, self-love, or love for material things. God has blessed us with pure, selfless love, which we unfortunately do not always know how to honor. Hatred, on the other hand, is evil. It cannot be nurtured in the heart, because if you hate something, you have never truly been able to love. Moreover, you will not be able to love until you free yourself from hatred. Regardless of whom or what it is directed at, hatred always leads to even greater evil. Of course, love has nothing to do with injustice or allowing oneself or others to be harmed. Love is not passively accepting evil, it is firmly opposing harm, but without hatred. You must say no when someone harms you or others. Say no to those who attack your family, your country, your nation, or other people. Tolerating such actions is not love, but a disease, a distortion of true love. Love is not masochism. It does not mean you have to patiently endure pain inflicted by others, just because you love them. True love requires setting boundaries, defending oneself and others, and acting in the spirit of goodness and justice. It is not submission to evil, but a strength that can say enough. It is logical, after all, that if you see your child, or a loved one addicted to drugs, and you love them, you will not allow them to continue destroying themselves. You don't nod in agreement, saying, yes, do what you want, keep using and ruining yourself. Instead, you say no, and try to fight this addiction. This is when you show true love, by trying to help this person, bring them back, and guide them onto the right path. Love involves care and action for the good of the other person, even if it sometimes means difficult conversations, decisive actions, and setting boundaries. The greatest dilemma in human life, especially in the context of love for another person, is the moment when you begin to wonder whether you would prefer to die first to avoid watching the death of your loved one and being left alone. On the other hand, this means condemning that loved one, whom you care about so much, to suffering after your departure. This is the dilemma of life and death, the choice between your own pain and the pain of someone you love. If something is only easy, pleasant, and enjoyable, it has no real value, it is just fleeting moments. One must understand that true love is something much deeper and more demanding. The most perfect example of such love was shown to us by our Lord, Jesus Christ, on his way to the cross. Love is indeed a way of the cross, full of sacrifice, suffering, and tears, but also beautiful, unforgettable moments. It is the path we follow throughout life, learning to love despite difficulties and pain, with a faith that love gives meaning to every experience. In today's world, love is often confused with lust. However, true love is much more than just physical desire. You can truly understand it only when you realize that physical contact is not essential to love and does not constitute its essence. True love is greater, it transcends the physical. It is something deeper, spiritual, because it comes from our soul. This is where it should be born, where it should remain, and where it should grow. Love based on a spiritual bond has a value that never fades. You may have heard the statement that love for God should come first, followed by love for one's homeland, and only then love for family. However, it can also be viewed differently. If you do not love God and do not know His love, you will never be able to truly love your homeland, or another person. Without experiencing God's love, you will not know what pure, just, and merciful love is. The absence of this love also means the inability to truly forgive. Love for another person, if not rooted in God's love, can easily turn into hatred. After all, as the saying goes, there is a thin line between love and hate. Only God's love gives us the strength to love in a lasting and true way, regardless of difficulties or wounds. When you take the hand of the person you love and hold them close to share your warmth and feel the warmth of their heart and soul, that is true love. A love that arises not from lust or any selfish desires, but from pure devotion. You hold your beloved's hand and faithfully pray to God, asking Him never to take them away from you, to allow you to always be by their side, no matter the circumstances, whether in good times or bad, even if life brings constant rain. You want to stay together because this love, though it cannot match God's love, is its earthly reflection, a small spark of hope that lights up everyday life and reminds us of what is eternal. This unconditional love makes you want to stand by the other person at all times, both in joy and in suffering. Let us not allow love, pure, beautiful love, to be replaced by lust and human selfish desires. We cannot let this happen. We should love sincerely, straight from the heart and soul. That is how we should love. And always remember that someone loves us too. We should not hurt this person. And if we do hurt them, we should do everything we can to repair the harm done so that this person can forget and forgive. Over time, lust and physical attraction fade away, but that does not mean that only love remains. On the contrary, what remains is love in its purest form. True, sincere, deep. The mere thought of separation can bring tears and unimaginable pain. Therefore, every hour, minute, and second of our lives should be dedicated to nurturing this love, whether it is for a spouse, children, family, or others. Love is the most precious gift that requires care every day. It could be said that humanity has now regressed to the level of animals because it follows animal instincts and forms pairs only temporarily. Unfortunately, such a statement is again an insult to animals. Instinct leads them to pair for procreation, not to satisfy various desires, later killing unborn children, the result of such actions. Thus, human physical desire cannot even be called love or instinct, it is merely selfish self-gratification. The results of such behavior are often flushed away in toilets. Brutal but true, yet even more brutal is the truth that women flush their dignity and soul down there, leaving only an empty vessel for satisfying desire. You will know them by their fruits. Abortion as pure evil, the worst crime of humanity, cannot be the fruit of true love. A good tree does not bear bad fruit. It stems from selfishness, which is mistakenly called self-love, but is simply hatred of others. It is the ruthless exploitation of everyone to satisfy one's needs. This is not love for oneself because it destroys one's soul. Reflect on your life, immerse yourself in your soul, try to find within it pure, noble, and just love. Until you find it, your life will be a rolling stone heading straight to the abyss of hell. Postscriptum. The Vatican, representing today's Church, offers a version of love for fools. Love your enemies uncritically and all the evil that destroys you, while rejecting everyone and everything connected with the true teachings of our Lord Jesus Christ. Arkady Szniewalski.